The Sony ZV-E1 is the latest compact camera from Sony, designed specifically for content creation. As a content creator, I was thrilled about it. However, I'm still considering whether to get one or not since I already have the ZV-E10 and the A7IV. Anyway, I still want to share my thought on this new camera and whether it's worth investing into. I'll start with my concerns because I believe anyone who is watching this video already knows all the great features of the ZV-E1. Firstly, this camera only has a 12 megapixel sensor, which is good enough for videos, but not so much for photography. You won't have much room to crop in for better composition during editing, and the photos won't have enough resolution for large printing out. One of the advantages of a Sony full-frame camera is that you can use both full-frame and APS-C lenses. However, with the ZV-E1, you only have 12 megapixels, so if you put an APS-C lens on it, you will only have 6 megapixels, and that's probably not enough for photography nowadays. But to be fair, this is indeed a video-centric camera. With that said, even though you have a smaller camera body, you will still be limited to bigger and heavier full-frame lenses. The second thing I'm worried about is dual ISO. The ZV-E1 has the dual base ISO of I believe 640 and 12,800. 640 is reasonable, but 12,800 is insane. Normally, we won't take videos in an environment that requires the ISO of 12,800. I believe the A7IV's dual ISO of 800 and 3200 make more sense. With the ZV-E1, when I want to use ISO 6400, does it mean I have to increase the ISO to 12800 and then use an anti-filter? I'll probably need to find out if it fits my needs. I'm also concerned about auto framing. It first captures a wider view and then use AI to follow and crop into the part that you want. So if you are a solo content creator, you can move around and the frame will follow you, creating the impression that someone is holding the camera for you. However, with so much cropping, the videos are no longer true 4K. If the resolution is too low, the video might not be usable. And this leads to the dynamic active stabilization, which allows you to walk around with the camera and the footage looks just like you're using a gimbal. Even the A7IV is not able to do that. This means we don't need to buy a gimbal and add another weight to your bag, and we no longer have to depend on the gyro data and catalyst browse anymore. But it crops quite a lot. The resolution is still great though. It's just you might need some wider lenses. Despite these concerns, I still love the fact that the Sony ZV-E1 is incredibly compact and lightweight for what it offers. In fact, it is the smallest full-frame camera in the world, less than half the weight of the A7IV camera body. Most importantly, it shoots 4K 60 FPS in 10-bit 422 without any crop. It's even better than the A7IV. Sony says there will be a firmware update for 4K 120 frames per second this summer, but we're not sure about whether there will be any crop or not. But anyway, I'm already happy about the uncropped 4K 60. Not to mention its monstrous low light capability inherited from the A7S3 sensor. Another cool feature of the new ZV-E1 is that it allows you to import your own LUTs to the camera, just like the FX30. So you can preview the final look of your video instead of looking at the gray tone of the S-Log. Comparing to Sony ZV-E10, it also has a real touchscreen. You can change the settings by tapping and swiping, and it allows you to swipe on the screen to control the shutter speed or other settings, compensating for the lack of many custom buttons on the camera. Moreover, it uses the bigger Z100 battery like A7IV, which offers longer shooting time. And if you have a A7IV for photos and ZV-E1 for videos, you don't need to bring two different types of battery, and you can just get one more battery for backup for both cameras. In my opinion, the new ZV-E1 is basically a A7S3 in a ZV-E10 body. The missing features comparing to A7S3, such as less card slot, worse heat management, the lack of EVF, this don't bother me too much. On the other hand, all the goodies from A7S3, such as 4K 60p uncropped and 4K 120p in the future, and low light performance, larger battery, and unique features to this camera, such as the smallest form factor for a full-frame camera, better stabilization, auto framing. These are huge plus for me. This means ZV-E1 is a better A7S3 to me at a lower price, about $800 cheaper. You can get a G Master lens with the money saved. So now I'm in a bit of predicament. I already own two cameras, the ZV-E10 and the A7IV, and as a hybrid content creator who dabbles in both photography and videography, I'm intrigued by the new ZV-E1's video capabilities. I'm considering selling one of my current cameras to purchase the ZV-E1, but I'm unsure which one to part with. If I sell the A7IV, I can use the ZV-E1 for video and the ZV-E10 for photography. The lack of viewfinder on the ZV-E10 doesn't bother me, and this way I can maintain two lightweight cameras and continue to use my existing APS-C and full-frame lenses. Alternatively, if I sell the ZV-E10, I can continue to use the A7IV for both photography and videography, and use the ZV-E1 as my primary video camera. The A7IV and ZV-E1 seem to cover all the features of the ZV-E10, but this means I will be moving entirely to a full-frame system, so I might need to get rid of my APS-C lenses sooner or later. Additionally, if I want to travel light, with all the full-frame lenses and cameras, I won't have a lightweight setup. So, what should I do? Should I sell the ZV-E10 or A7IV? Or do you think I actually don't need to get the new ZV-E1? Leave a comment to let me know. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.